Now, Revan, things you're predicting to see in this open bracket, things you're predicting to see in this first match. What's the map count? Who do you think wins this first matchup?
I mean, like I was saying, it's tough to go against Velocity here,
Yeah.
just because these guys have so much experience. Not a team I really expect to be seeing losing in like the first round of an open bracket.
Definitely.
But I don't really know too much about the Cyborg guys. For all I know, they could come out and definitely cause an upset. We were talking about the Velocity squad. They're not really too practiced with each other. So Cyborg, I think they definitely have some sort of chance here.
Oh, that was hysterical. When I brought up with Ego, I was like, you guys ready? I mean, this is going to be a big weekend, you know, the big comeback. And he just said, you know, we haven't really played together at all. So.
Maybe. We're not too sure.
This is the opportunity for them to show off their skills here on the main stage. Map number 1 of the weekend is loading in. It's going to be Breach Hardpoint. I don't know if I was able to bring up what the maps will be for the series. Breach Hardpoint, map number 1. Map 2 will be Infection Uplink. And then to finish things off, Fringe Search and Destroy. If it goes that far, you know, the Cyborg team, they want to have the opportunity to face them in a map 3 or take the series as well. There's a look at the two teams in the booth. Brand new booths this weekend.
They look amazing.
UMG continuing to step it up.
Yeah. Playing in a soundproof booth, man, it's so much fun. I know
Yeah,
you've never had that experience,
I
Jack.
haven't.
But I have. I've played in those booths. Such an amazing feeling. And sometimes, you know, when somebody makes a big play, you could definitely still hear the crowd roar.
Oh, most certainly. We are beginning to hop into the game. The countdown is at 3. The players are ready. Let's kick it off. UMG South Carolina. Let's
check out Mochilla's score streaks, man. He's got the Hardened Sentry, a Cerberus, and Raps.
Ooh, he's ready for it. He's expecting to go on some big streaks this game, to say the least, but already he's hopping right towards top middle. He, well, has an opponent that falls off the map. Apparently, his spawning into the map was just way too scary for the opponents to see. Already off the start, it's Velocity with control of the hill. Examples 3-0 now. I don't know too much about Examples as a player, but obviously they know he's got to be quite good if they're feeling confident enough to go to land with him.
I mean, no, Examples, back in the day, he used to primarily run an Assault Rifle, but he's been switching it up as of late, and he's been doing very well. The one thing about this Velocity squad is because you have a player like Ego on your team, you know you don't have to worry about the objective as much. That's going to be Ego's sole focus.
Yeah.
So if you're just able to slay around Ego and protect him inside that hardpoint, you're going to be fine.
Now, one thing to point out, if you are new to watching Call of Duty, this hill actually changed, or haven't watched it.
Yeah, the hardpoint's changed.
The hardpoint's changed on Breach. So the first one
I like them a lot more now.
In that bottom lobby, I do as well. And now it spawns in top middle. The old one that was in top middle now spawns third at that bottom palace lobby area. So definitely something to point out. Already, though, Velocity out to an early lead. The rotation coming in, and it looks like Velocity continue to hold on to the spawns as Cyborg try to get this break.
Yeah, they were able to rotate early. They got a good setup going. They were able to cover down middle map, as you saw Llama post up top AC, but pressure going down inside the hardpoint. Eagle's able to pick up the kill onto Kizzle. And, you know, something going into land that I was really curious seeing, you know, how do the VMP and the CUDA match up against some of the other guns?
Look at the outer wall run being used right now by Cyborg, and he winds up getting cut down. I think he actually fell off the map after he got weak. That a little bit too flashy, didn't wind up paying off, and it's Velocity continuing to grow their lead. They've got Heatwave ready inside the hardpoint on Ego. Every player positive except for Mochilla, who's even at the moment. It looks like Ego's really playing that objective style for us.
He's already got a minute in the hardpoint,
over a minute in the hardpoint, and right now everything going right for Velocity in this first map.
Really want to see if Mochilla is able to earn some of these higher tier score streaks like the Raps, as he's got some damage to do near the back. Ego now left alone inside the hardpoint. Had that heat wave, but he gets taken out. However, Velocity, I think they're pretty much fine with that. They still have control of the spawns. There's only 5 seconds remaining. It's going to be Cyborg, actually. They're on top of their rotation. They're going to invest that remaining time into a setup here. And if they can lock this down, Courage, they're right back into the game.
Oh, absolutely. And already, Shahams is in the hardpoint. I'm going to ask him how to pronounce his name after this match is done. He's continuing to lock it down with the CUDA. As you all know, the Vesper recently nerfed in the patch that came out
CUDA looks pretty good.
He picked up the 2-piece there. CUDA and VMP, really the two weapons of choice. We've seen some Vesper bans in the CWL, but really teams kind of shying away from it. A lot of them saying how the recoil is pretty strong. It's something tough to control, as Shahams picks up a nice 2-piece. Now just 100 points away from earning himself that Guardian. Looks like Cyborg are beginning to mount the comeback as Velocity struggle to get into this bottom palace hardpoint.
Yeah, and this Guardian could be huge in the later hardpoints. You just set it up, watch a doorway, and that's why I was saying you need these backup EMP classes to get rid of things like the Guardian, like the Sentry Gun. He's able to earn himself the Lightning Strike as well. So perfect hardpoint so far from the guys on Cyborg as they finally get taken out, but there's only 10 seconds remaining. Once again, they're on top of their rotation. They're set up at this upcoming glass hardpoint. They have a Guardian to use. Moving on to Shazam. Look, he's using it to cut off bottom broken. Perfect stuff from the Cyborg guys.
Love it. They're going to like to call the HC as well. They know, hey, we can hold this one down as well. We'll be back in the lead. You can see the push, though, coming out of Velocity. Llama catches Shaham still inside that HC. Gets the 2-piece as well. He earns himself full streaks.
He's got his own Guardian.
And oh, look, Guardian on Guardian action. He's going to drop that one down on the map. Watch over that front broken opening area near that glass wall, and it looks like Velocity continue to build onto this lead.
Yeah, Rough Death, for example, right there. I mean, he was in such a good spot, just pushing out the spawn points, forcing Cyborg to spawn as far away as possible as they can. But Llama right now just holding inside the hard point. He's got the Guardian watching his front there. Also has a Lightning if he feels threatened inside here, but only 20 seconds remaining. It's all about the rotation. We're going all the way back across the map to bottom lab.
Oh, he got caught reloading there and gets taken down. Now back to bottom lab. It's Velocity. Still up by 70 seconds. They're going to get these last 10 seconds of scrap time as well. You know, the last time Cyborg went on that early rotation towards bottom palace, it wound up paying off. What's the setup you want to see for this lab hill to really lock it down for the full 60 seconds?
This one is a bit tougher because there are 4 main entrances into the hard point, so you really got to dedicate one person to each entrance, right? And if you're able to get something like a sentry gun or a Guardian, it makes it a lot easier to lock it down, but Cyborg just unable to hold on. You know, they invest that time, they rotate early, but Velocity, they're able to break in. They now have control. Let's switch over to Llama. He still has that Lightning Strike and HC to use.
Yeah, you can see Cyborg putting a little bit more presence on the ARs on the map, while Velocity currently, I believe, running 4 submachine guns with a CUDA VMP split. Still the Velocity pulling away. Cyborg have broken the hill. They've also got Guardian. They've also got gravity spikes as well. Ooh. And okay, that was the worst thing I've ever seen as he completely whiffs that one on the entry. Falls as well. Velocity looking to get back in control as there's a 4-man push coming. Believe does get one. He sees a second as well, gets that one, and charges out of the hard point, but gets cut down from middle map. Revan, you're shaking your head after that one when he ran out the door. Not a fan of that move?
Yeah, no reason to really push out. I mean, you're still trying to lock onto the final seconds. You're getting so close to your score shakes as well, something that can have a high impact on the game. Not really worth the risk. I mean, maybe if you back up, go towards top AC, where you will have a bit more cover to work with. But now we're going back towards middle map. Lightning Strike still available for Shahans. Pops the Heat Wave once again. He gets Heat Waved himself. That's going to be a team kill, but Believe he's able to push in, takes down Ego as a Cyborg starting to climb back into this game.
Now, when is the best time for him to use his Lightning Strike? You can
now would be a fine time.
He's holding on to it right now. You think top, middle, hard point's the best one?
Yeah.
All right, well, Ego using that frag grenade to try to get the entry kill on the hard point. Kizzle doing a great job of covering his teammates. Mochillo, though, on the flank, grabs a 2-piece Velocity. Their lead was 70 seconds, now down to just 40. There's that Lightning Strike being called in. Teams heavily contesting from both sides. It does look like Cyborg Gaming continue to hold on to the hard point. Revan, they're continuing to chip away at this Velocity lead.
Yeah, this is some huge time for them. Another Lightning Strike being called in. Mochilla gets shut down as he has the scythe in his hands. That was Llama calling in his Lightning Strike. Believe just needs to stay alive. This is huge time for Cyborg Gaming right here. But you see Velocity, they're already rotating towards the next hard point. You know, maybe if they save the gravity spikes for this one, they could use it to just break right in through the front door.
Well, we'll see if they can get this entry on the backside. Kizzle and Shahams pushing together. Beautiful HC coming out of Llama, and now it looks like it's going to be a split push from 3 different angles. You want to see Cyborg wait, as you just said, push as a unit, and it looks like this is the time. The green light is go. 2 kills in favor of Velocity. Believe doing all he can for his squad. He's about to earn kinetic armor if he gets this kill. He's trying to stay alive. There's the help from his teammate. And they wind up getting closer and closer to the hard point. Believe continues to stay alive, and he's a man on a mission right now. 23 and 15. Make it
perfect.
24 as well. A 5 streak. The break comes in. They've got kinetic armor. Cyborg trying to get in this hill, but Llama goes huge with the gravity spikes. Gets a 3-piece as well.
That would have been a huge play to make if he was able to pop that kinetic armor. Now Llama's starting to earn his score streaks once again. Another Guardian earned by him, but now it's time to rotate over towards the next hard point. So you see Cyborg Gaming. You know, they have been on top of their rotations for the most part of this game. It's just they've been unable to just get that first wave of kills and lock onto the time. You know, however, that first time the Palace hardpoint came around, they did get a good chunk of time, so hopefully they could do the same here.
Almost gets the 2-piece there with the HC. He's earned himself his last 2 streaks as well. The scythe ready for Mac. Not a good position to call it in. Velocity continuing to hold on to their lead. And Revan, this is reminding me a lot of like a complexity type hardpoint that we've seen in the CWL, right? Where Complexity let their opponents get out to a pretty large lead. They try to fight back, but unfortunately, in the end, the deficit winds up being too much. It looks like Cyborg, you know, they did what they could. There's a nice use of kinetic armor to get that first kill near the hard point, but at the moment, Velocity continuing to run away with this one. Llama just can't be shut down. They don't have an answer for him right now. He's at 30 kills. Well, more than 10 of anyone else on his team.
And you know, we really expected Mochilla to be the lead slayer for this team, but Llama's stepping up big time for his squad. They're only 10 points away from closing out the first map. And just look at this once for Cyborg Gaming. Velocity have this one in the bag.
Yeah, you can tell there's no way they're going to get back to it. So for the first map win here at UMG South Carolina, it's Velocity taking it 250 to 136. Pretty dominant fashion, Revan. I mean, you could see Cyborg at times. They showed some moments of brilliance. Believe was really going off for his squad, but this kind of reminds me a lot of when some of the CWL teams face the likes of FaZe and Optic Gaming, where they're just slay-heavy teams. Cyborg, you need all 4 members to match even your top one, Kizzle right there, only 12 kills along that whole hardpoint game and 14 seconds in the hill. You're going to need to see more work from him heading into this uplane.
Yeah, Ego has a big game as well, man. 20 and 16. Anytime you see Ego going positive, that's a pretty big deal, man. Plus, he gets 2 minutes, 40 seconds into hardpoint. That's exactly what you want out of Ego.
Oh, for sure, for sure. Great map one to start things off. We saw a lot of differences. Gravity spikes being used. Quite useful at times. You can see how they whiff in certain occasions. Maybe there, the Purifier, quite good. I can't remember if that was actually
it was banned out.
So there you go. That's kind of the answer. When you think Purifier as well as Gravity Spikes, they play very similar roles in the hill. Quick ways to break the hard point for your squad. In the end, though, it's the Slaying Power Velocity Llama really leading his team to shut down the likes of Cyborg Gaming. Map 2, though, will be uplink, I believe, on Infection.
Yep.
So we see a very sub-heavy hardpoint. Now we're going to go into an AR-heavy uplink type map. We'll wind up getting the rules all set up for you here on the main stage. Hope you guys are enjoying the show at home. We have great sponsors this weekend. You know, I was looking around. I saw Jerky XP is here. Jack, the CEO, is in the building. We've also got G Fuel. I think BenQ at Zowie is here as well. A lot of stuff to be excited about. We got the Pro Lounge, the VIP Lounge. I mean, there's literally a crowd around the entire venue. A lot to look forward to. Scuff and Astro as well, finishing out the sponsor list. I mean, as long as these guys get on their teams, we're going to get Map 2 started for you right away. As you all know, the new CWL rule set all in place in game.
One click, everything's already set up. It'll be easier.
Love seeing the updates from Treyarch. Revan, your thoughts on Black Ops 3 so far? How much have you been enjoying it?
I love Black Ops 3. The only thing I'm bummed out right now is we're missing double XP weekend. It's double XP weekend. It's double weapon XP. If I was home right now, I would not be sleeping. I would not be getting any sleep. Just grinding out that Nuketown.
If there's ever a good time to miss a double XP weekend
it's for
or Weapon XP
COD
weekend,
LAN.
it's for a Call of Duty LAN where you get to see your favorite players and a lot of new young talent rise up in the scene. The players are joining the correct team, and we'll get this one underway right for you after now. Revan, looking more at the championship bracket. Obviously, you have those 4 open bracket teams that wind up getting in. When looking at the open bracket right now, which teams are you kind of looking to fill in those 4 open slots?
No, maybe Velocity. They're a potential to make it out of the open. Definitely you got to go for Cloud9 and Team Liquid. Those are probably the 2 favorites to make it out.
Yeah.
But, you know, you also got Nihil's team. Nihil is always a threat. The one thing about Nihil is, like, he gets all the way towards the end of the open bracket. Then it comes down to facing that, like, final boss of the open bracket.
Struggles.
Just never quite makes it. But, you know, there's certainly some threats in the open. I really love to see how a Team Liquid or Cloud9 matches up against a CWL team.
Oh, for sure. And those matches will be going on all weekend. There'll be updates, I'm sure, going out on the UMG Events Twitter. Be sure to follow UMG Events. Almost 200,000 followers, a little bit more than you and I
combined.
Maybe one day. Maybe one day we'll wind up getting that one all followed up. Just waiting for Velocity to join over onto their correct team, and this one will get going now. Revan, it's been a while, I think, since you've been at a UMG event.
Yeah, the last one I went to was like
Advanced Warfare.
A Black Ops 2 St. Louis was probably my last one.
And how much you liking the new venue here? Obviously, massive throughout this convention center. A lot to be excited about between these. In this room, you could feel the energy already just in Map 1.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, this event, it looks like the best UMG event I've been to. I mean, and I've been to, like, some of the very early UMGs back when they were hosting them at Game Plazo back in Chicago.
Okay.
So it's definitely grown a lot since then. Crazy to see how far they've come.
Oh, for sure, for sure. So, Infection uplink, it looks